stream, Dave? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I am in my happy place. Made it to the lake house. Doubt I'm going to get to enjoy the lake much, but the energy here is amazing. Happy Saturday. How are you guys? Let me know where you're watching from. This is the Saturday morning No Guts, No Story. One of these days, I'm going to be in my beautiful new podcast room with the mic, with the chairs, with all the equipment. You know, Dave and I got everything together when we were bored, just sitting around thinking, oh, we'll start our podcast room. But it's been a minute. And yesterday somebody asked me, so where do you live? And I said, in my car. In my car. So much is happening. So as you're coming on, if you're watching this live, drop in the comments, say live. If you're watching the replay, say replay. You'll know because up in the corner, there will be a little red square that says live. And I cannot add any more friends. So if you are friend requesting me, Facebook is weird about that. Just hit follow and know that I love you. I mean it. I wish I could add you as a friend. And I have deleted all possible options of anyone I think I could delete that maybe is not active, but it's frustrating. Can't add any friends. Even got a second page. Thought, oh, I'll get a second Facebook page. That's even more work. I can't even get posting on one, let alone two. But I have some incredible assistants lined up and big things are coming. So we're going to jump in here in just a minute. I wanted to give everybody a minute or so to get started, and we are counting down minute number 2. So how many of you have seen my most recent obsession, mushrooms? Can you believe Barb Pitcock slinging mushrooms? I got to tell you guys, this little packet right here, life changing. This morning, I got a message that there is a professional basketball team handing this out to every single player on the team. Not going to drop any names, not going to say who it is, but craziness. Yesterday, on my way to the freeway, I took a detour to cut the hair of a celebrity who I have always looked up to, who needed a haircut, couldn't go anywhere to get their haircut, was far away from where they usually get their haircut. And I was standing there cutting her hair, like, pinch me. Like, how did I even end up in this room or this house or in the presence of these people? And you guys, that's what I want to talk to you about today. How do you get in the room? You know, change is inevitable. It's going to happen. Everybody's going to experience that. But growth, that's optional. Change is inevitable. Growth is optional. I saw that this morning in my Facebook feed, and I was like, dang, that's good. Like, that's really, really good. Granted, it was a billionaire who posted it, so might not be a bad person to listen to. You know, you can't take everything every successful person says for granted or for truth. Some people, you put them on a pedestal. I know you guys are just loving watch this little concoction. I feel like a little kid when they used to get that volcano kit and they would go to Walmart. You know, we would buy our kids that volcano kit, and then you would get like the baking soda and all the stuff, and you would just watch it like explode. That's how I feel every morning when I'm rising and vibing. I'm like, oh my gosh, all the minerals in. I can't believe it. 7 organic mushrooms to my brain. Makes me feel so good. So today I'm going to try to make this short. I have not been with my husband for many days. I am dying to go to breakfast with him right now. I drove yesterday 7 hours, was on the phone, missed my exit. 40 minutes later, stuck on the turnpike, got off at that exit to dirt roads. Dave had cooked me steak. He had all this amazing night lined out. I got here 40 minutes late. He had already eaten. The hot tub was ready. The fire was going. All kinds of things broke loose. I was on the phone till 10:30. Didn't get any time with Dave. Woke up this morning. Got to get on my podcast. Here's what I want to talk to you guys about. High performers sacrifice. High performers sacrifice. And what you think success looks like is nothing what it looks like, as in like nothing. So while you're comparing yourself to all the people that have the perfect car and the perfect house and the perfect hair and the perfect husband and the perfect kids and the big stacked bank account that you just wish was yours, just know every single person who is successful, every single person who is successful has the exact same problems that you have on a 10 times bigger level. And here's the difference in them and you. This is why they are a billionaire. This is why. Because growth was optional and they chose to get better. They weren't chilling, watching Netflix, hanging out at the bar, you know, reading all the smuck, getting involved in all the gossip, hanging around all the people that were naysayers. They were literally looking in the mirror saying, it's go time. I got to go. I got to sacrifice. I can't be tired. I can't be weak. I can't play poor little old me. I can't think worst case scenario. I can't sit here and wallow and feel sorry for myself and be a victim. Like, I got to get up and go. I got to get up and go. And I had the privilege this week of sitting at a table. I don't even know how I ended up at this table, except just by the grace of God. But when you're sitting across from someone who has had more success than most of the professional people that everyone idols, and they're literally just an average person just like you, like they have the billions of dollars that you look up to, maybe a Michael Jordan, or you look up to like Kardashians or whoever it is that you put on a pedestal. I just want you to imagine being at a table with someone who has that kind of freedom and can give away more money than they ever dreamt of making, but they don't have to hide from the paparazzi. They don't have to be fake. They don't have to worry about everyone in the media trashing them or what. They just have freedom. They just have freedom. And I'm sitting at a table with people like this, like jets parked at the airport, you know, nonprofit giving millions of dollars away to kids who could not be able to play sports. I mean, 800 kids are showing up with a backpack and brand new shoes and brand new jerseys and all their travel fees paid and their food, and they're working out with like famous coaches that have been hired. I am just looking around in awe. And I want to tell you guys, I look at somebody like that and I say, do they have the life I want? Do they have the marriage I want? Do they have the freedom that I want? Do they have the friends around them that I want? I don't care about the fame or the bank account. I model my success after people that I would strive to be like. And I also can sit at a table with people and listen to the conversations and say, they might be successful, but that's not somebody that I would want to be like. And I have followed a lot of successful people. Some have made millions of dollars, ended up in prison or dead broke. Some have had tons of fame, ended up very sick, you know, deathly ill, you know, a fatal disease. Here's how I would ask you to model your success. At the end of the day, is there complete joy and happiness? And joy and happiness doesn't come from the jet or the mansion or the fame or the shout outs or the likes. It doesn't come from this big fat bank account, because I'll tell you, Dave and I have been more miserable with millions before than we have been with nothing, standing in line at the food pantry in Cody, Wyoming, literally begging for food. I've been there. I've been at the top. I've been at the bottom. Happiness is the realization of a worthwhile dream. I want you to write that down. Jim Rohn, The Art of Exceptional Living. Happiness is the realization of a worthwhile dream. So I'm going to take you all the way back, all the way back. I'm a brand new girl in the industry of direct sales. It's 1997. I'm about to deliver a baby. I have all of these people on a team. I never even wanted to be in direct sales. Literally told Dave, get a refund. I hate that industry. Never doing it. You're never going to make any money. It's not going to work for you. And I find myself in Chicago, Illinois, at the Rosemont Theater, up in the nosebleed section, borrowed my mom's car, didn't have enough money for my own room, rooming with other people who were actually in our organization. I'm the upline, I'm the star. They have more money than I do. They flew, I had to drive, parked my car to go in and get them. I'm not a city girl. I didn't know you can't park right in front of the airport. Came outside, car is towed. Late to the leadership event at the tow truck place. Have $250 to my name. It's $300 to get the car out. True story. And I had a lot of lessons to learn. I had two choices: be mad, throw a fit, miss the event, I'm broke, everyone else is successful, I'm not, who do I think I am, what am I doing here? Or I had to pull up my big girl panties, which I hate when people say that, but we have to do it. And I thought, what am I going to do? My back was against the wall. It was survival. It was somehow I got to make this thing happen. And at the tow truck place, missing the leadership event with my organization standing there late, waiting on my car, borrowed car of my mom's to get out of impound. I sold 3 people in the office. Sold 3 people in the office that they needed to join my team and get a $1,000 product pack. 3 people. And I want to tell you guys why. Because I had so much belief and I had so much conviction. And I had this realization of a worthwhile dream that was happening, that nothing could stop me. Nothing was going to stop me. If the whole world quit, I was going to go do it again. If they burned the house down, I was going to rebuild the house. If they said I was a horrible person and a crook and a girl that bounced a check and got pregnant before I was married and didn't have a dad and had red hair and freckles and I was never popular and I sucked at speaking and I cried every time I got on stage, I didn't care, because I had this vision that was painted for me by a mentor that believed in me. I didn't have comparison problem. Well, there was no social media, first of all. I'm just looking around at everybody in the room like, if she can do it, I can do it. But I will tell you guys, Dave and I sat in the nosebleed section and Les Brown was on stage. And he did a speech called It's Not Over Until I Win. And it was a famous speech. If you want to go find it, look up Les Brown, It's Not Over Until I Win, 1996, Chicago, Illinois, Rosemont Theater. Unbelievable famous speech. I was there. I remember him laughing so hard, everybody around us was laughing. I remember him telling his story of being abandoned on a warehouse floor next to a dumpster and his mom adopting him and him creating this TV show that was canceled. Like, I can remember every single bit of the story. And all I could think about as I was looking at Dave is, did we bring any of those fiber cookies that we could go eat for lunch? What are we going to do when everybody goes to the dinner? What are we going to do when everybody says, do you want to get drinks? I owed my upline money for these old VHS tapes, and I was scared to see them in the bathroom. Dave and I had zero money, zero success, zero credibility, a ton of bills, no idea what we were doing. And I look at where we're at today. Sitting at that table this week was very surreal to me. How did I attract the partner that I have? How did I attract the husband that I have? How did I manifest 3 beautiful children? And how do I deserve these 4 amazing grandkids? How did I ever fall into this industry to live the life that we've been able to live? And I want to tell you guys something. Change is inevitable. Growth is optional. Everyone can say, oh, Barb got lucky. Everybody can say whatever they want. Barb has worked on growth for 52 years. I don't care if I was a little girl going to church with my grandma on Sunday night and Wednesday night and Sunday morning and every night after school. That was growth. I had a mentor. I could choose to grow or I could choose not to grow. Now, I don't care what your beliefs are, but I'm going to tell you this up here and this right here, it is your choice if you embrace change and you grow, or if you choose to just be complacent. Because everything I have right now and everything that you have, whether it's good or bad, it's part of your story. And you can flip the switch, change the narrative at any time. Here's what I'm most grateful for: the mentors in my life that helped me grow. And they didn't tell me what I needed to hear, always. They didn't always tell me what I wanted to hear, always. They allowed me to be how I was and let me fall and let me learn tough lessons and let me grow. Nobody gave me anything. There was no placement suite. No, there was no, we're going to give you a deal. No, there was nothing like that back then. There was no internet. There was no cell phone. There was no social media. It was true grit. Like, you literally were going to be the one that did the most and you would win, or you were going to be the one that got left in the dust. And one thing that I had was a husband that was teachable and coachable. And even when I said, we can't go to that event, it's too far. There is no way in hell you're buying 2 tickets to Chicago. He still bought the ticket. He found a way. When I said, I don't know if this is going to work out, he said, it's absolutely going to work out. When I said, I'm too busy to read, he would turn on the audios in the kitchen while I was changing diapers and washing bottles. There was 3 under the age of 4, guys. Don't give me all the excuses. Don't give me all of the excuses. Make excuses or make money. Change is inevitable. Growth is optional. Are you growing or are you dying? Because there's no in between. There is no in between. You're either growing or you're dying. And I'm seeing it all around me right now. There is an opportunity of a lifetime right now. Like, I truly believe there is a magical moment happening right now at a speed that nobody can stop, at a growth rate that everybody is in awe. And here's what I know: there will be people that create a lifestyle that they never dreamt was possible for them. And here's the sad part for me: there will be casualties, because change is inevitable, growth is optional, and some people won't grow. So here I was, 1996, bankrupt beautician, married to a bull rider, hot bull rider as well. I mean, he was dynamic looking. Everybody wanted him to come do the meeting because, like, who wouldn't want Dave Pitcock at the front of their room? So maybe luck had a little bit to do with that. But here's the thing, you guys: every single one of you can go get a new haircut. You can go buy a new pair of shoes. You can buy one outfit that you wear every day when you go live. You can go to Target, you can get a button down. You can go to the car lot and you can sit in your dream car. Social media is everything. It's everything, right? Your brand is what people see every single day. What you're sharing, your energy. I've been absent from social media. I hired 3 people yesterday to help me in all the systems. Like, I got to get better. Change is inevitable. Growth is optional. And you're only going to grow at the capacity that you truly believe that you are worth. So my manifestations every single day, we're going to be number 1. We're going to be the best. We're going to be the biggest. Get ready. Get ready to build on. Get ready to expand. We're going to blow the doors off this thing. A year ago, I was not there. So I want to meet all of you where you're at right now. A year ago, I wish I could go to my other room. I would get you the picture. It was rough. It was my birthday month. I was in this house. I was so hurt. I want you guys to write this down. Hurting people hurt other people. I was grieving. Grieving people want to grieve. They want to just be sad. They want to keep going, looking at the pictures. They want to go to the cemetery. Like they want to be in their grief. I was grieving. I was angry. Angry people, you don't, if you're angry, just put your phone somewhere and lock it up, right? I was lost. I literally could not see any way out of the clouds. Like, I just was praying that it wasn't going to be a worst case scenario every day. And it was a worst case scenario that every mom's nightmare, right? I was a wife away from my husband for 45 days in this house. This very house. And I prayed with every ounce of my being, with every prayer warrior I could get to listen to my call. Like, I bet they were like, oh shit, it's Barb again. I got to walk her off a cliff. I would call Lisa Grossman and I would say, I have to call you because I can't tell anyone else in my industry what I'm going through. I would call Maxandra de Rosier because I've seen her stand in a room with someone that should have not been alive, and I've seen her pray. This is not a product claim. I've seen people that should die live for a long time. I would call my husband and I would be, as two parents, what should we do? As two business partners, what should we do? I was teachable. I was coachable. But let me tell you guys something. You are all going to go through phases where nothing good is happening. Nothing good is happening. You want to quit every good thing that's ever happened in your life. Your friendships, your relationships, your job, your profession, your church, your gym. Heck, you want to even quit eating. Like, you're just like, I'm done. Somebody please stop the pain. Anybody been there? Please smash the heart button if you've been there. Here's what I want to tell you. Those valleys are the only place growth happens. Nobody's growing when they're winning. You're only growing when you're getting your butt kicked. Write that down. Nobody's growing when they're winning. There's no growth happening when you're like leading the race. You're looking over your shoulder. Nobody can catch me. I am the best. I always win. All I do is win. We are the champions. Oh, that's fun, right? No, I got a new song. A song that I found at my lowest of lows. It's called Are You Ready for the Comeback? And you guys, it's a screamo song. It's no kind of music like I listen to, but I was so low one day. I was literally looking for lyrics. I was like, I'm going to come back. I'm going to be like Rocky Balboa. I'm going to be in the ring with the Russian. I am going to literally knock him out. And my friends sending me texts. People like Marina Simone sending me texts, Adrian, like, true story, you guys. You have no idea how growth happened and how painful it was. But I want to meet you there. So right now, your bank account is on zero. Your credit cards are all maxed out. Your utilities are getting disconnected. You just saw the bank pull in your driveway with a winch truck and take not one, but two cars. The one you have on lease, you're going to go drop it off. That's what I did. I was like, oh, hell no, Dave. We're not going to be in this neighborhood and have somebody come take one more car. I will never forget driving to the car lot of my free car I had in 1990, I don't even know what year, and saying, we're just going to go ahead and give you these keys so it's not so embarrassing. We live in a small town. Like, go ahead and have it. I don't even care how much equity I had. True story, guys. Been there, done that. Got all the t-shirts, wrote all the journals, actually wrote a book, a great book. I need to get some new ones. This book ends in 2001 when I'm at the top of my game, just crushing it. Nobody knows. 1 year later, everything falls apart, goes away. We lose it all again. You know how I got here? I lost it all 3 times. Do you know how I got here? I made a decision. Nobody was ever going to be in control of my life, ever, 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 ever again, except my creator. That's it. He's my new partner. He's the one I go to. He's the one that's got the pen. He's the one that's helping write the script. I'm going to him every single day. A year ago, God, are you real? Because I'm so mad at you right now. Like, what is the purpose of this? And you guys, this is the word I want you to write down: patience and discernment. Had I forced anything, I wouldn't be where I am today. You know, when you know that you know that you know that it's right. And when you feel that and it's in alignment with everything that you are, every ounce of your being, go. Go so fast. Success loves speed. Don't even look back. Cheer everybody on. Get that momentum going where you're like, let's go. This train is rolling. Let's go. Let's never let it stop. You're either in the vortex or you're not in the vortex. And you guys, I spent so much time out of the vortex that when God finally showed me a way, I didn't even ask any questions. I just went and committed and ran and sacrificed and burned all the ships, sold the houses, quit all the fun things. I can do all that later. I said, I'm in and I'm all in. And I don't care who comes with me because I'm going. And do you know what happens, you guys? When you move, God moves. See, you can't pray and think that success is going to attack you. Faith without risk is an absolute contradiction. And so many people, oh, they want it, but they won't sacrifice. Oh, they can see it, they think it might work, but they're just gonna wait and watch. Oh no, they're not doing that. No, they know about the Pitcocks. They know about you. Like they've seen that before. Nope, never doing that again. That's okay, guys. Let me tell you something. You don't have to call someone else's baby ugly to birth a beautiful child. You don't have to blow anyone else's candle out to make yours burn brighter. That's so shallow on the emotion scale. And you are planting seeds that you are going to have to harvest next year. So last year, in my hurt, in my anger, in my pain, in my agony, in my, oh, I wish that I could say I've been with the same company for 28 years. Oh, if I was only like that girl, right? In all of that, I was saying, I'm so happy for you. I'm so glad you're blessed. I'm so glad your whole family's so close and everything's so wonderful and your kids are so healthy and you don't have any of the pain that I'm going through. I'm so happy your finances are amazing and you're not, I was tearing up cat pee carpet. I was flipping houses. You guys saw me. I was on a roof. I was painting siding. I was building porches. I was laying floor. We were building bunk beds. Dave and I were doing shit we haven't done in a long, long time. Sorry, I cussed. God forgive me. I love Jesus, but I just it's my only bad habit. I cuss. I don't want to. Sometimes things just are in my brain and they just come out of my mouth on accident. But thank God I'm forgiven and it's okay. And I don't have to be perfect because I'm never going to be, right? But my mentor taught me no amount of talent is going to trump hard work. And Dave and I decided that we were going to live below our means, we were going to sacrifice, and we were going to co-create a dream that we would build this legacy that nothing would ever be able to take away. Nothing would ever be able to stop except God. Like if it was meant to be, it was going to happen. And if it wasn't going to happen. And a lot of people didn't believe. A lot of people questioned, a lot of people mocked, a lot of people laughed, people wrote articles about us. People are still writing articles about us. And guess what, guys? I have an audience of one. He's in control. He already has the victory won. Blessings are coming in massive, massive shipments. And all you got to do is get out on the dock. If you want your ship to come in, you got to get out on the dock. So, what are you going to do about the situation that you're in? Here's what I did. If you look around, there's books everywhere. But I had Dave's mom's old bookcase here. His mom passed away last year. And we were on a training series for 12 years in a company. The books were mandatory. And if you didn't buy the books and the tapes, you couldn't get paid. So we were forced to have personal development. And if you're not reading, you're not growing. If you can't read, hopefully you'll have Audible. But change is inevitable, growth is optional. So when I read, it's different than when I listen. Everybody learns differently. I was sitting with a billionaire this week. He said, I'm dyslexic and I can't read. I said, how did you become a billionaire? He said, I listened to everything I could on Audible. You're never going to find $1 million home without a library. And you're never going to find one that doesn't have books. Yesterday, I'm in the room of this incredible person in my industry. And I'm looking on the shelf and I literally wanted to steal one of the books. It was on the far right hand side, right on the right hand corner. It was sitting up like she had just read it. It was propped open. There was a bookmark sticking out of the top of it. I wanted to say, oh, can I take that book for my trip? Instead, I just went and bought my own because I'm looking like, what is she reading? What are her habits? Wake up in a billionaire's house, kids come down to breakfast. You know what's playing in the kitchen? Affirmations. We are the champions. We are the champions. We are the champions. You know what happens at night? All work stops, takes a minute, goes sit down, has time with the kids, has balance, has focus, has priorities. Doesn't matter what's happening at 4 o'clock. I got to be where I got to be. Time management, guys. Time management, time blocks, boundaries, systems, priorities. Those are a lot of things that some people don't set, right? They're like a ship without a rudder, going with the flow. Now there are times, my mentor told me once when Tiger Woods was becoming the greatest golfer of all time. I remember telling him, my kids are little, I just have to have balance. And we had momentum happening. We had like 500 people a month joining at $1,000 a month. I mean, $1,000 a pack, and so many people were getting these amazing products. He looked at me, he said, Barb, there is a time for balance. There is a time for magnificent obsession. Few times in your life do you get something that runs like this. You got to run. Success loves speed. He said, you will have all of the time in your life with your kids, but sometimes you got to be obsessed. He said, Tiger Woods doesn't have any balance. And later, I look back on that. What was the price Tiger Woods paid, right? Not all success is success. You got to evaluate what is most important to you. So I'm going to share with you a few books that have literally changed my life because I only have a few minutes. And then after this podcast, I have a full day in a back office with a ton of work. But I'm going to breakfast with my number one, and I'm not even taking my phone in the restaurant. So if you call me and I don't answer, I'm sorry. Like, I'm going to go have breakfast with Dave, and we're just going to like look at each other instead of our phones. And even if Jesus comes, like, well, if Jesus comes, we might look up, but like nothing should take you away from your most important thing when it's that time, right? So, what is most important to you? What is that worthy ideal that you're shooting for? What does success look like? How do you get from bankrupt, beautician, cars repossessed, checks bouncing, credit cards max? My dog was in the pound and I couldn't even pay to get the dog out. My beauty salon license and my hair cutting license to be a cosmetologist was $45 a year. That year, 1996, when I decided I was going to sell nutrition, I wanted to go to a convention and the license came. You guys, I went to school 18 months, 9 to 5 to get this license. I would never have to do anything for the rest of my life except pay the $47. And I could make $350, $400 a day cutting hair in 1995. Like, I was the best. I could have charged $100 for a haircut and people were like, please cut my hair. I'll give you $100. Like, I was good at it because I love making people look good and feel good. I didn't renew my license because I wanted to buy a ticket to an event. And I basically burned the ships, like never going to be able to cut hair again. I completely burned the ships. There was no going back to working all day, trading time for money. I had a vision. I had a dream, a worthy ideal that I could become a number one in that industry. Now, I want to tell you guys, I didn't have the talent. Every time I got a microphone in my hand, I started crying. Everybody thought it was because I was pregnant for 3 years and it was just hormones. I don't know why. I just wasn't a good speaker. And I compared myself to everyone on stage, all chiropractors, attorneys, inventors, real estate giants, oil giants. Like, it was insane. They were all at Doral golfing in Miami. eating caviar. Dave and I were like, God, I've never eaten that stuff. Like, what are these people eating raw fish? They were listening to, I can't even tell you guys this. Dave and I didn't even know what they were listening to. We were on a yacht surrounded by all these wealthy people. Like, what is it that they're listening to? Like, what music is this? The only song we knew all night, because we were in our 20s and they were all in their 50s, Moni Moni came on. And if any of you have ever been to your high school dance back in the day in the 80s when they played Moni Moni, Moni Moni. So when the chorus comes, Dave and I are like, do we scream the words to this? Or do we just keep doing the Frank Sinatra thing they're all doing? Because we didn't know any of the Frank Sinatra songs. They pulled up at a yacht club. Dave and I have never looked at a menu where you look at the left side and decide what you want. We always looked at the right side. My mentor said, make it a point that you never have to look at the right side to make your decision again. It's not about the price, it's about your worth. You guys, I was like a fish out of water. And Dave and I said we felt like a turd in a punch bowl. True story. Like, we stuck out. Like, who are the kids from Kansas in the blue jeans? And would somebody please teach her how to dress for success? Rotten sundress, flip flops. Like, I went to like TG&Y or like Stage. There was no designer bags and there were no Louboutin shoes and like there was none of that. It was just raw, completely authentic. We want to be home with our kids. We want to buy some land. We want to get a little farm. Dave just wanted a rodeo. He just wanted enough money to go to every bull riding he could go to. And you guys, looking back on that, I know what the secret was. We were teachable, we were coachable, we were very careful who we listened to and what they did to us. And we grew. Growth, growth. Write that down. So, one of the first books my mentor sent to me, I wouldn't do anything else until you read this book because you're ruining opportunities. You're missing the sale. Like, don't stop building your business and go sit in a corner and read the book, but you know, read one chapter, read one page. I'm sure you can go look it up and download it. I'm sure you could go watch it on YouTube. This book has made me more money than any training, any product, it doesn't matter. If you give me a salon, you give me real estate, you give me a dance school, you give me a craft store, you give me a Christmas store, you give me a CBD store, you give me a network marketing room. Like, I'm winning. I'm winning because I know how to make people want to do what I am doing and make them feel good and valued and important and loved and celebrated. And you guys, that's all people want. That's the secret. It's not your product. It's not your pay plan. It's not your badass upline that you're raving about that you think, oh my God, I got the most amazing leg. It's really none of that. People never forget how you make them feel, and you will make the amount of money of the value you bring to the marketplace. Nobody wants to be in business with a jerk. Nobody wants to hang around people that are tearing other people down. Nobody wants to join a company that's built on hate and resentment and we're going to get even and no, that's not going to work. I learned that a couple times. You want to rebuild? Keep doing that. You want to build an empire? Read this book. Be all love. Be all forgiving. Be all encompassing. Don't care if everybody quit you and went to a different company. That happened to me a couple times. Couple times. Guess what? They weren't my people. God was aligning me in the right place at the right time with the right people. And I used to say luck has a lot to do with that. I don't think it does. I honestly think nothing will keep you from your destiny when you get on your knees and ask and you meditate and pray and you manifest the very things that you want. It's the power of your tongue. What you say, what you think, what you believe, you co-create. So Og Mandino, one of the first books I ever read. I don't know why when I first started reading, I just loved to grab an Og Mandino book and just go lay in the corner and just read it. I would just feel so good. And he was like 100 years older than me, but I still could just relate to everything he was saying. I do think I have an old soul. I know I'm a little weird, but this book, I want to point something out, you guys. Og Mandino, one of greatest philosophers of all times. High-powered flattery that would turn anyone's head. Not long after reading the letter, I listened to his journal entry from October 21, 1857. It said, "It's not the poet bound to write his own biography. Is there another work for him but a good journal? We do not wish to know about his imaginary hero, but how he, the actual hero, lived from day to day. I'm neither a poet nor a hero, but I have traveled a long and bumpy road from the horror of being a drunken bum to the delight of being this best-selling author." Why is it that so many greats, Tony Robbins was an addict, Grant and Elena Cardone, drugs, alcohol, all the things. Like, she was in a race car garage trying to be an actress, like hanging out with all the guys, doing all the bad things. Billionaires today. Growth was optional. Growth was optional. I love her story on relationships and marriage. She used to think, I don't need a man. I'm Elena Cardone. One day she was like, what if I got in alignment with someone? What could we do? I mean, how many times do you unsubscribe and resubscribe to them in a week? It's annoying. They're everywhere. So successful. A year and a half ago, I was at an Elena Cardone event. And I wanted to go there because there were no network marketers there. And I was so angry about the network marketing profession. I was like, I miss the events, but I don't want to be around all the toxic. So like, I'm just going to go somewhere where there might not be any network marketers. And there was only one on the stage, one, Stormy Wellington. But I was at this VIP event with Natalie Dawson, who runs everything at Cardone Ventures. And she asked me what I did, and I said nutrition. And she asked me how I got started in that, and I told her. And she even asked me for suppliers and info. And last month, I think they did like 30 million in supplements. And I was a connector, just connected her. No value expected to me, just I would recommend this person. Yesterday, when I went and cut the bangs of this amazing woman that needed a haircut, I was like, I loved cutting her bangs because I felt like, I mean, I could cut her bangs and not expect anything in return. I didn't want paid. It was fun because I didn't expect anything in return. I wanted to do it because of all the things that she's done for me. Now, I want to ask you guys a question before I end this podcast. Are you growing or are you dying? Are you in the valley or are you feeling right now top of the mountain? Because every top of the mountain has a valley. Like your timeline in your life from the day you were born, high school, graduation to today, it goes like this. But if I had a whiteboard, which I love, hopefully the downs would get higher and then the downs would go up and get higher. Like hopefully you're growing and you're learning from those experiences and you're failing forward. Even when I talk to Terry LaCour this week, he's like, oh my God, I've failed a lot. 60 some companies. Like, you know, there's been a lot of good, a lot of bad, a lot of ugly. I've had all of this experience, but it's improvement. It's knowing that you can learn and grow and improve and get better and better and better. Like, what would be the other thing you would do? Like, not learn, not get better, not become the best. But he said, few times in my life did everything just line up where I was like, oh my God, like this is it. You guys, I want to help you experience that. Oh my gosh, this is it. Like, get in alignment with who you are. What is your rhythm of life? What do you love? Go find that. Don't join my company. Don't go just be like, oh, I got to do what Barb's doing. Go find what you love and be the best at that. My sister is the best realtor. My little brother, he's got 90 some rentals with my mom. Like he's good investor. My other brother, best in the body business. He's got everyone in town, every city car, every cop car, every city truck, every sheriff, every fire truck, every person that breathes oxygen. Like everyone's bringing their car to him because he's the best at body work, right? My other sister, she is the best if you want a pedicure. Like nobody's going to be better than her. You're just going to be like, "Oh my gosh, how did she do that? Look at my toes." Like she loves what she does. She also loves Christmas. She's got the most amazing Christmas store in Kansas. It used to be a family business we had. We all loved it. It was the best because every day we loved what we were doing. Nobody had to force it. Nobody had to say, "Oh, today you got to go look for a real estate investment. It's going to suck. Oh, today you're going to have to go to the salon. It's going to suck." No, people wake up going, "I can't wait to go. I can't wait to do what I do. I'm so good. I love it." Like, go do that. And if I was going to be on a trip and I just, other than a Bible, I just had one book that I could just be like immersed in. Like I love stories. I'm a visual learner. There's two types of your brain. This particular book has two colors, a purple side and a white side. So it's the right brain and the left brain person. And it's hard to read both stories at the same time. So you got to pick a side and then go back and read the other side and then try to read them both. But this book is pretty worn out. Has made me millions of dollars, so much money. And it's because it teaches you that when you have a feeling, you should take action. When you want to be the best, you should get around the people that are the best. It teaches you about sacrifice. It teaches you about forgiveness. It teaches you about opportunity. It teaches you about growth. It teaches you about a mastermind group, who you have at your table. Got to be careful about that. But this book, it's a story. Like I literally drove to the town in Colorado wanting to meet this girl because she lost everything. I had no idea it was a fiction book. True story. True story. Fiction book. Anyway, I drove to meet these guys in a room with my mother-in-law, Cindy. We were besties. We were business partners. This is actually her book. I took it out of her library because we tore this thing up. Like we grew so much, we learned so much, we made so many amazing things happen together in our own little mastermind group. Like she was like an appendage to Dave and I. But I'll tell you, and the feather that I found, because I believe sometimes you'll see signs. This is the one I take when we go on the boat, and I got a hardback one at home, and I got one in my car, and I can flip open to any page. Oh, here, you guys want to end with just one page since I know most of you won't go read? The sixth manifestation. I am a giver. In this life, there are givers and takers. I am a giver. I like to give. I love to give. Giving is my way of life. I give away my ideas to great causes that I care deeply about. I give money where it is needed and is wanted, and I can do enormous amounts of good. My giving always creates more. I inspire others to give, and I like doing it. It is my subtle mission to give and motivate other rich people to give so that human dignity is recreated on a spaceship Earth. Giving is God's way. It is the way that I now understand is the truth of the universe. Giving multiplies me and it makes me feel completed and fulfilled. Giving makes me feel that I make a real difference, important difference. Giving makes me feel like it's the main reason I wanted to become a millionaire. And these words are hard to say, but I want you to say them. I make millions. I save millions. I invest millions. I give millions away. Guys, I was reading this book when I was broke. I was reading this book when I was broken. I was reading this book when I was mad, when I was sad, when I was grieving, when I was afraid, when I was resentful, when I felt betrayal, when I felt so many things. I was still reading the book because there's a mentor in here that the girl meets. And the girl in the story loses her kids, her house, her job, her husband dies in a drunk driving accident. Girl has nothing. She's couch surfing. She's cleaning tables at a Holiday Inn. and there is a speaker on the stage. And this speaker don't want nothing to do with this girl that's the bus girl. She tells her no like 3 times, and the girl doesn't give up. She doesn't take the first no. She says, 7 no's, I'll get a yes. She literally follows the speaker to her car and gets in with her and ends up moving in to her spare bedroom. And this week, when I was sleeping in a spare bedroom of a house of a mentor, I just had to sit and shake my head. It was the night that 1 year ago to the date, my oldest daughter was blue in an ambulance. And I was in Mexico getting text messages that they didn't think she was going to live. True story. Brooklyn texted me. She said, "Are you going to post about that?" I said, "Do you want me to?" She said, "Should we start a YouTube channel or a podcast?" I said, "Should we wait? Like, should we be authentic? Should we be honest about it? Or should we wait until the whole victory is won?" I don't know. I wear my heart on my sleeve. Here's what I'm going to tell you guys. It was a rough 2023, but 2024 is epic. It is all making sense. I am experiencing so many miracles that I prayed for. And sometimes I had doubt, but I tried to stay faithful. And I just kept doing the right things long enough consistently. So, my message to all of you is don't look at where you're at. I want you to look at where you could go. Don't look and say, what's wrong with me? Say, what happened to me? And how do I get back up? Because if you can look up, you can get up. That's not even the best page of this book. Like, that's just one. Every page I opened, like my own journals, my own notes. Like, who was speaking when I was writing this on an airline ticket? Some of you would be watching Netflix on the whole plane. Like, I don't know what I was doing. I don't even know what day this was. You know, you may freak out a little, but you wouldn't make money if you didn't make better decisions. These things are normal. Be careful with months when you have slow revenue periods. The flip side of entrepreneurship is going for it. Big business, insane revenues. We're going for it. Major perks. Flip side, we don't have the predictability of what we can expect. We don't know what any sales will be. We don't know who would even join us. The flip side, go sell someone else's thing. That didn't happen. What if you don't own it? Then you wouldn't be able to control the ebb and flow. You guys, these journals, millions of dollars worth of knowledge. How? Growth. Growth. Every single one of you. I'm going to challenge you. Get rid of your damn TV. Like, just go throw it in the lake. Get rid of your TV. Cancel all those subscriptions. Go get your butt in a good book. Go listen to Audible. Go write your journals. I was with a girl the other day, and her story's not my story to tell, but she shared with me her journal from December 14th. Completely freaked me out. How did we even attract each other? Do you know what the 1 Minute Millionaire book says? It says, there is a piano on one end of a stadium and a piano on the other end of the stadium. And if I hit the C chord 5 blocks away, the other piano C chord will go like this. It's vibration. It's energy. It's God. It's the laws of the universe. It's prayer. Every thought's a prayer. Every prayer is answered. You are praying and you are getting exactly what you think, what you say, what you expect, because you act in accordance to what you expect is going to happen. And so the minute that you grow, I'm telling you guys, just pick one of those books, start reading it. Call me in a month. Tell me what happened to your income. Tell me what happened to your marriage. Tell me what happened with your children in your house. Tell me what happened to your business. Tell me what happened to your health, your weight, your heart rate, your blood pressure, like all the things. If you want some support for that, all the health things, I'm your girl. I'm telling you. We manifested a product line. We manifested leaders coming out of the woodwork because we prayed and we said, we're going to draw a line in the sand, and this is what we're never going to tolerate again. We had a dream, a worthy ideal. And you guys, it's not the destination when you get there, it's the journey when you're in the trenches and you're growing on the way. Your partner, your spouse, has a lot to do with that. If you can't get them to get on the same page, play the audible, read the book at night, lay there, tell them what you just read. Don't try to change everybody around you. You just be the light. Send somebody a book. Buy them the book as a gift. Send them the audible link. Go live and share what you learned in the book. You bring some value if you can't get them to read, but you can't change anybody around you. You can only change you. And you are not a tree. You can make a move. Don't tell me that you're stuck. Don't tell me that it's I know, I've been there. Just tell me what your plan of action is, because action cures all fear. And I knew one thing last year on March 1st, sitting in this house. I never wanted to be in that situation again. And I also knew if God would deliver me from that, I would give him all the glory, and I would never stop helping other moms, other daughters, other couples in their business, their finances, their parenting, their health, all the things. Brain health is all I could think about. And I had no idea how it was going to happen. Give you one little takeaway. How it's going to happen is none of your business. Just know it's going to happen. And when you believe that, and you go back to step number 1 that I've been preaching for 28 years straight, go back to the drawing board. You know what Dave and I will do today? Even though we're working all day, we will go drive by, we will dream, we will get the vision board, we will touch it, we will smell it, we will feel it, we will visualize where we're going to be 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now. And we will know there's going to be some casualties. Some people, they're not going to make it. But here's what I know. Some people didn't get off the Titanic. And there were lifeboats right there. Come on, I got a lifeboat for you. I can save you. Some people are like a cooked frog. They don't even know they're so oblivious to what's happening in the world. They're just sitting in the warm water and it's getting ready to boil and they have no idea they're about to be a cooked frog. I just had to take full responsibility for my future and what I was in alignment with and what I wanted to do. And I had to trust that God would align all the right people, and he is. And if you're one of those, I'm so very grateful for you for watching this podcast. If you got some great value from watching it, if you're on live, on the video streams, or Instagram, please do me a huge favor right now. Please hit follow and share and message it to someone and say, I got some great value out of this. It made me think of you. Because you guys, every single person I know right now needs hope. They need money like they need oxygen. They need a new circle of friends around that are vibing with them, like a high vibration instead of low and gloom and doom. And they just need somebody to tell them it's going to be okay. Like you're in the deep, you're in the valley, but pretty soon you're going to come out of that valley with so much growth and so much strength. And this conditioning time where you're just going to be conditioned to win so big. And I want every single one of you to win. So I hope you have an amazing Saturday. I hope you enjoyed. My name is Barb Pitcock, and it is No Guts, No Story every single Saturday, 9 a.m. Central. I know it's on a whole bunch of different podcast platforms. That's not my department, but I can have Darian drop it in the comments. He runs all of that for me. All you have to do is listen, learn, and grow. You guys, that's my only secret. Be willing to listen, be coachable, teachable, and grow. And if you do that and you project what you want and you take massive and immediate action, nothing can keep you from the dreams that are in your heart. And they wouldn't be there if God didn't want you to have them. Have an amazing day.